Previously on Searching for Kristopher Zitzewitz. In the fall of 2013, a severe storm hit the Gifford Pinchot National Forest. Huge amounts of rain fell in the valleys, and several feet of snow covered the higher elevations. People were caught off guard. Altogether, 4 hikers went missing. 2 were rescued by helicopter, and after a week, another made it out on her own. But the 4th, Kristopher Zitzewitz, was never seen again. In my previous searches for Kristopher Zitzewitz, we've spent time searching several areas near where he was last seen, at the north end of the big lava bed in Skamania County, Washington. We also did a search heading straight towards the crater from the point where Zitzewitz was last seen. On the way back, we found a water bottle near the eastern edge of the lava bed. We did another search spreading out from that location and found some more litter, mylar balloons, and an oddly large footprint, but none of the specific items that would connect to Zitzewitz, like his backpack, climbing helmet, jacket, shoes, and bones. After a hard day's searching, Jacob and I are making camp before starting 2 more searches tomorrow, one for Kristopher Zitzewitz in the morning, and then in the afternoon, heading about 20 miles north to search for Austin Oldfield, who went missing in 2015.
Hang on. It's not going to look very good.
I got a message from the other guy that was going to join us tonight to do the searches tomorrow, and he said he can't make it. It's too bad, but we'll be okay here. We're just setting up shelters. I'm going to do that enclosed tarp shelter that has a door on it. Can't remember what it's called. But Jacob's going to do survival shelter with the foil wraps, the emergency blankets. So that'll be interesting to see how that turns out. The reason I want to do an enclosed shelter tonight is because there are just so many mosquitoes out right now. I want to have a little bit of a barrier against them. I'm going to modify this a little bit. I've got extra tent stakes, and I want to keep the mosquitoes out of my tent, so I'm going to give it a little extra room, not do it as tight as I could on the top, and then I've got some extra stakes. I'm going to stake out each of the sides. All right, Jacob, tell me about your cozy abode here.
All right, well, I got 1 emergency blanket and 25 feet of 550 cord. I made 2 stakes for the bottom end on the back, and made that out of a little pocket knife. All in all, this would cost probably $3.
$3? That's outrageous.
I'm gonna create a barrier on both corners and build my fire right in front to keep me warm all night, and use the shelter itself to radiate the heat back on me.
Just sticking it in my hand in here, I can feel the heat radiating. fact, these are if you've never spent a night in one of these, you should try it. Just putting my hand next to it like that, it feels really warm. It's amazing. So behind me here, Jacob is gathering enough wood to keep him warm all night. He's wearing cotton pants and he's got a liner for his jacket, and he's going to be using the emergency blanket plus the one that he has for shelter, but one for a blanket actually too. So I think it'll work pretty good. But he's cutting a lot of firewood up tonight. Last time we were out, he was pretty cold during the night, but it was a lot colder a month or two ago. So, yeah. So I'm letting him do all that work because I'm going to be snug in my cozy little shelter. I brought lots of extra here. I'm not doing a survival, this much of a survival shelter. I think it's a good idea. I should probably do it sometime. And I really admire the knots that he's gotten on the corners, which I'll show you here in a second. Using wood to secure the blanket so it doesn't rip, because those are really fragile blankets.
Not yet.
I know a great number of you have been impressed with my bushcraft cooking skills, and so I wanted to surprise you with another gourmet meal, the best. Tonight, not only am I having a squished peanut butter and blackberry jam sandwich, but I'm also having a spotted brown banana. Impressive, I know. But I'm really hungry, so these are going to taste really good. I did not want to get out of bed because I can hear the mosquitoes buzzing around here, and the first one actually just made it in, but so far I haven't had a single one get in all night. Yeah, shelter's worked really well. I thought they'd be getting in through this gap at the bottom, but until now they haven't. Just that one. I'm really surprised too the shelter doesn't have dew on it like I normally have on it in a tent. I thought it'd be really wet this morning since there's not as much ventilation. But there's a mosquito trying to land on the camera. We've got a busy day ahead of us. It's 6:30 in the morning, and we're going to try to get out of the woods here by 2 o'clock today. I want to do 2 searches. A second search for Zitzewitz this morning, and or we did our first yesterday and a second one today out in the first shoal of the lava bed on the other side of a big boulder field. And then I want to head up midday, or late morning I should say, to look for Austin Oldfield. I haven't been up there for a long time, and there's a whole new area that I haven't looked since finding out where he went missing, and we just haven't heard anything about that for a long time, or from him. And I thought that he was still alive, and I think that's still a possibility, but I think it's more likely that since he's been off of the radar, that he is deceased and still up there. So I want to check that out. This morning I want to head out into the big lava bed here at the north end, at the first shoal on the other side of the boulder field. Look for Zitzewitz, and then late morning I want to head up to the north end of Indian Heaven, up to Cold Spring Camp, which is the approximate area where he was dropped off. And the sheriff's department did a dive there, but that's the only search that's been done. So I want to head down into this first ravine, the closest stream there, because hikers statistically are more likely to go downhill, and he was looking for water. I wonder if he was following a stream or would have at all. I'm not sure what's around there. Anyhow, I want to check that out. Coming back through here this time, it's a lot different than last time. The brush has grown up. Changes your sense of where you're at in the area quite a bit. Here's one of these features that are treacherous at the big lava bed. It just looks like scrub brush, but it's actually pretty good drop off. You can't see down in there very well, but it's 4 to 6 feet deep, and deeper in other places. Oh no, never mind. My bad. No, it's good. Got a big fissure in here. It would be really hard for somebody the size of Zitzewitz to get in there. spot. It's, you know, 6 feet deep. Eight feet deep. Hey, I'm going in here. All right, so this space here, Zitzewitz would have a hard time. Well, he could fit in here, but whether you go anywhere, I know guys who would love to go through this spot, who could fit through here and go through it. But I don't think. Yeah. Focus. There we go. Looks like it's a dead end though, anyhow. That way is actually quite open. Huh. I'm trying to shine a light back there, but it's hard to tell how big that is on camera. 2 feet high, 4 feet wide. This cave's about 10, 15 feet deep. Curves around the corner there. I'm not going to go through there because it dead ends in the center. I'm pretty sure I can see where it meets in the middle and from either end. I'm going to call it clear. We've entered a pine flat where there aren't a lot of rock features. It's pretty open. So we're headed back south to try to meet into some more significant features. The dwarf forest. Been calling it the trees are bonsai, but that's actually incorrect because people aren't actually doing it. I think that's actually a specific technique. There's something that's more interesting. Jacob? Jacob? Okay. Head more west, I think. Head more towards the sun right now. Mylar balloon. SAR tag. Another SAR tag. All right, we're running into a lot of features there right next to the boulder field. So we're headed a little bit further in. Jacob's just said he's found some features. Like of a collapsed lava tube. So we're gonna check that out. It's interesting. Looks like something climbed this tree. Chipped the bark off. Yeah. Yeah, we were running into a lot of tags right along the edge of the boulder field, so we thought we'd head out a little bit further into this dwarf pine forest here, and Jacob's come across features of features like a collapsed lava tube. So we're gonna check it out. These features are like spokes on a bicycle. It's kind of a search technique, and all the major spokes out from the circle, the center circle, which are roads, water features, things like that, have been searched. So there are spokes that are natural terrain as well. Something like this, where there's a lot of holes and lava features, are going to attract a caver more to follow a spoke. And looking on the map, I noticed that you can see a slight recession, like there's a flow. What is it, a concave, not a valley or a dip, but a groove that runs up all the way towards the volcano. I think this might be the base of it. We're going to just continue on up this feature a little bit, see if it's an isolated feature or if it actually does continue on up. That feature turned out to be kind of a finger of lava, the end of a finger of lava. So where it was coming out and pushing a lot of rock out. So, but it was kind of leading us off course. That's good to know. But it kind of ended there. Those are things that could lead somebody off course. A feature like that, sort of a land ridge or valley. Bit of a fissure cave. A skinny person couldn't get back in there. At least 10 feet. Alright people, is there a cougar down there? How far does it go? It keeps on going. Fissure cave. Jacob says he can't fit down there, so I guess we're not exploring this cave. No, I think it's pretty short. It's just a little fissure, but... Here it is. So we've circled back around to where we were yesterday. Now we're headed back out for the day. I was gonna go do a search this midday for Austin Oldfield, but I'm just beat. I think we're both beat. It's rough terrain and warm, and 2 days of wandering around the woods is yeah. Anyhow, I don't know. Today, at one point when I was out there, I felt like the most just excited or enthusiastic about finding Kristopher Zitzewitz. Like, I just really wanted to find him, and I've kind of put that in the back of my mind through all of these, because I don't think that that's realistic. The goal here is to educate, tell the story, teach about how to survive and be safe when you're out there, and also teach about search and rescue as well, as best I can. And just to show nature. It's just beautiful out here and incredible. And you know, of course the story is really, really important to me, and I would love to close this for myself and for the family and just the community that's looked for him. But that's unlikely. Still, it's a good day. It's blue sky. Get to spend some time with a buddy, so it's nice to get out of the house and have alone man time, and good times. All right, so we saw those Bigfoot tracks, the track the other day. Obviously, they were Bigfoot. Tell me about that. What do you think they were?
Honestly, I don't know. My first thought was not Bigfoot, though.
I want alternative explanations is what I'm looking for. I'm going to put that out to hunters on YouTube to see, what is this? What is this track?
That's a good idea.
If you want to watch the video where I came across that large footprint I was just talking about, I'm going to put a link to that video in the description below. You might also be interested in my Sasquatch Stories playlist. Here's the link to that. And if you notice my terrible camp cooking at the beginning of this, or my sketchy meals, you might be interested in my Camp Cook Fails video. Here's a link to that. Till next time, get out there, be safe, and enjoy the wild.